Content warning. This woman makes me feel ill, but she talks so much bullshit that I can't let it go. Listen to this, or put your earplugs in and listen to me, one of the two.
So puberty blockers are kind of a nice way of saying chemical castration. It's the same drugs.
What is chemical castration? Right. Castration means chopping testicles off, usually sheep. What actually trans women and trans feminine people would actually really like to have that done, many of them. Chemical, we're talking about medication here. Why can't she just say medically induced lowering of testosterone, which is perfectly reasonable and perfectly done in many, many medical situations. But look what she says it's done in.
It's literally the same drugs as they use for male, paedophiles who agree to.
Anyone else think that she's a little bit obsessed with paedophiles? And the way she just brings it in just to see whether she can make that connection between trans people and people who've committed heinous crimes. She's really dangerous here.
Take drugs to dampen down their sexual urges.
And actually, I'm a doctor. Do you know what? I've never, ever, ever prescribed a GnRHA agonist to a paedophile or any other criminal person, actually. These drugs are used to dampen down testicles and dampen down ovaries. They're used in endometriosis to stop the ovaries working, and they're used in prostate cancer to stop the testicles working. And then they're used in cases where puberty is not ready to start yet, whether it's precocious puberty or whether that's in transgender youth or whether that's in older people who don't want their testicles and ovaries producing the wrong hormone. So where she gets this authority to talk about chemical castration in and reducing sexual urges in paedophiles, it's just bull.
And destroy their ability to have erections. So the idea is that you give this to a child who is approaching or entering puberty.
Actually, you don't, because a child is someone who is earlier than puberty. An adolescent is somebody who has started puberty, and you only give puberty blockers once puberty has started. Otherwise, there ain't nothing to block.
And it just completely throws a spanner in the works of the process whereby you grow up.
No, it doesn't. You don't just grow up when you start puberty. You grow up from the minute you're born until, I don't know, until the decline and when you're just about to die, I guess. But it doesn't stop you growing up. It just stops the physical development of the secondary sex characteristics that don't match your gender.
And the reason for doing this is because the thing that commonly trans adults, like adults who identify as trans, say,
oh, mistake, called them trans adults, actually acknowledged that adults can be trans. Oops, didn't delete that bit, did you, Joyce?
Especially the men, is that their great sorrow is that they can't pass.
You fucking bitch. What do you know about trans people and their ability to pass? I don't know how you can be so cruel.
So once testosterone has done its thing, that person's just not going to be able to pass as a woman.
Okay, hands up, all of the beautiful trans feminine people in this world who did go through a testosterone puberty and also live absolutely perfectly happily as a woman.
Like pretty much never. So the doctors thought in the 1990s that what they could do is they could stop the puberty and give the person time to think.
She gets something right.
And what we've known for at least 10 years now is that it doesn't give you time to think, it locks you in.
What's this we know? What does she know? She's a bloody statistician. She's not a doctor. She's not a psychologist. She's not an expert in gender diversity. She's a statistician, and she's like, oh, what we know is that they don't give you time to think. They lock you in. What is she on about? Okay, well, I get what she's bringing that in. She's saying that if you start puberty blockers, then it means that you end up going on gender-affirming hormones. Yes, because it was the right thing to do. Because trans people who want to stop that puberty will then opt to go on to the puberty that matches their gender identity. It's not locking you in. It's a natural progression. This is stopping the physical changes that your testicles or ovaries will produce and giving you the opposite hormone. It's not locking you in. It's called gender-affirming care. But I guess she wouldn't know that because she's a maths person and not a doctor.
because it turns out the process whereby you work out that actually it's fine being the sex you are, you might be a bit unusual, but anyway, fine.
There's only one person in this room right now who shouldn't be in the sex they're in.
Is puberty. And almost every child who goes on puberty blockers, like 97% plus, goes on to cross-sex hormones.
If they're lucky, if they are given gender-affirming care at the right time, if they are entitled to access healthcare, then yes, absolutely. All the children, all the adolescents who start gender-affirming care will have puberty blockers and go on to gender-affirming hormones. That is excellence in gender-affirming care.
So if you think about what would happen if you never go through puberty and then you take cross-sex drugs.
You do go through puberty. When you start your gender-affirming hormones, you go through puberty. That's the whole point. Don't you understand, Helen?
Like, among other things, you're going to be sterile.
Oh, Christ. Okay, hands up all the trans people who are not sterile because of their gender-affirming care. Hands up if you've managed to have a family with your testicles and ovaries or without your testicles and ovaries, just like lots and lots of other families do. They don't make you sterile. You still have your testicles that can produce sperm. You still have your ovaries that can produce eggs if you want to use them.
And probably anorgasmic, like never able to have an orgasm.
This is another thing that she's really obsessed about. The ability of somebody else to have an orgasm. I don't know why she's so obsessed with it. Really, perhaps she should concentrate on her own orgasms. What trans people have told me is that sex can sometimes be pretty difficult when your body doesn't match your gender identity. But make those steps, do that transition, come out, get the body that matches your identity, and wow, how sexy do you feel and how amazing are your relationships. That's what people tell me. So I don't know who she's been listening to, but she's pretty obsessed with this non-orgasm. Oops, maybe that's why she's obsessed.
Your sexual organs in general won't develop. Little boys retain a little boy penis.
Well, actually, they're transgender girls, and transgender girls don't really want a great big penis most of the time. Sorry, Helen.
Girls' ovaries don't develop the ability for the eggs to mature.
What is she on about? Honestly, these are transgender men. You just Google for a minute, right? Just Google for a minute. Transgender men pregnancy. Trans men pregnancy, trans guy pregnancies. You'll see trans guys who are pregnant. Their ovaries still work. Yes, stop the testosterone for a minute, let your ovaries wake up, get pregnant, carry your child into fatherhood and enjoy and love your family. I don't know where she gets this bull from.
Like, the best way I can explain how much I hate this trial is to say...
The best way I can explain how much I hate Helen Joyce is just by saying how much harm she has really, really done to the trans community and continues to do through her bullying and her misinformation and her lies.
The purpose of it is to create eunuchs.
She was on about this with me when I was talking to her on Times Radio. Eunuchs. Honestly, she has such a problem with men and testicles. And now she brings up this, that we're creating eunuchs. And I think she found a line in WPATH where they were actually respecting people who wished to live their life as a eunuch. And why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we respect anybody's wish to live their life the way that they want to live their life? If they ain't hurting anyone else, what is the problem? She, obsessed with orgasms, obsessed with paedophiles, and now obsessed with eunuchs.
That is the technical term for what they are doing to these children, is turning them into eunuchs.
Technical term? I don't think she knows what a technical term is. Look it up, Helen. Honestly, look up the technical term for eunuch and see if it says anywhere in there that is what you're doing to transgender children, because it's not.
Into eunuchs.
And actually, spiked. Shame on you. Shame on you for interviewing her. Shame on you for giving her a platform to spout her lies, because it's hurting real people. We want the truth. We want proper information. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And don't forget that I write about this all day, every day on my website. Come and have a visit. I'll see you there. Link is below.